PvE Necromancer Healer for beginners. Put all 64 attribute points into Magicka. For the Restoration Staff FrontBar, put on Radiating Regeneration, Braided Tether, which needs a corpse to cast, Energy Orb from the Undaunted skill line, Combat Prayer, your most important heal, Illustrious Healing, the longer duration morph. The FrontBar ultimate is Replenishing Barrier. We're just using it for the Magicka aid passive under the support skill line for more sustain, so don't actually cast it. For the Backbar Destruction Staff, put on Elemental Blockade, the longer duration morph, Echoing Vigor from the Alliance skill line, Stalking Blastbones as an on-demand corpse. You could flex this spot for Intensive Mender, but I don't recommend it, it's less reliable. Unnerving Boneyard. The final slot is a flex. You could run Agony Totem, or you could run Necrotic Potency. If your group lacks Overflowing Altar, you may have to slot it here. Backbar Ultimate is also a flex. You'll either run Glacial Colossus for major vulnerability, or Aggressive Warhorn for major force, depending on your group's needs. Both skills increase your group damage by a lot. Just slot Colossus for now if you're not sure which you need. For the monster set, obtain Sentinel of Rakugams, which is base game and easy to obtain. It'll increase your healing and help with sustain. You'll need to run Darkshade Caverns 1 Veteran for the headpiece. Join a guild and ask your guildmates for help if you're having trouble. Note in the future, if you decide to run with more advanced groups, the monster helm will vary based on group needs. For the body, obtain the Spell Power Cure set, which will give you and your group major courage, increasing damage and healing done. It drops in the White Gold Tower DLC dungeon. Healing a target that is at full health, known as overhealing, will apply the buff. Ideally, make all your body pieces, including the monster set Divine trait. Use max Magicka enchants on all body pieces. For the jewelry and the Backbar Destruction Staff, obtain Powerful Assault. This set is very easy to obtain as you can buy it from guild traders. Or just backbarring Powerful Assault and using the Vigor skill to proc it. Jewelry traits should be all infused with reduced spell cost enchants. This will make it easy to sustain your Magicka. An infused lightning staff is the Backbar. The enchantment can vary. Here I recommend Crushers so that you can help your group do more damage. Ideally, the Powerful Assault staff is lightning so that you can help proc the off balance debuff on enemies. Damage dealers often run the Exploiter champion point, which does a lot of damage if you proc off balance. Finally, for the FrontBar, obtain the Master's Restoration Staff from Dragonstar Arena. This set will help your group sustain. Use Powered as the trait for more healing and Berserker, also known as weapon damage, as the enchant, which will increase your healing. The staff does not need to be the perfected version. If the Master Staff is too difficult for you to obtain, you can buy a Restoration Staff of the Trainee from a guild trader, which will serve as a placeholder until you can obtain the Master's Staff. A crafted Restoration Staff, such as Order's Wrath, would also work. If Spell Power Cure isn't available to you, the Olarim set from Cloudrust gives the same buff, but is a little trickier to use. If neither set is available to you, 2 crafted sets like Order's Wrath or Julianos could do as placeholders, at least until you can obtain SPC or whatever you're missing. Use the Ritual Mundus to increase your healing. The gear body pieces are all traded divines to boost healing further. For champion points, our 3 main blue slottables for healer are Soothing Tide, Rejuvenator, and Swift Renewal. The 4th slot is Flex. Typically it's Enlivening Overflow or From the Brink. For red slottables, use Boundless Vitality, Expert Evasion, Rejuvenation, and Celerity. The only green slottable that matters is Steed's Blessing. If you can't afford 50 points into a slottable, just put 10 points into each for now until you can get them all later. The buff food is Artean Pickled Fish for max mag and health. It's available at guild traders. Play any race you want. I usually go Breton on my healers as I like the additional Magicka sustain. The basics of how to use the Necromancer Healer. Combat Prayer is your emergency heal. If someone's in trouble, spam this until they're okay. Think of it as your main heal or burst heal. It also buffs your group with minor berserk, so cast it at least once every 10 seconds. Radiating Regeneration is your cheap spammable. Use this skill whenever your other skills are still active and nothing needs to be reapplied. It's a sticky heal over time, or hot, so it hits players without you having to aim it, useful when a group's in motion. Braided Tether is your class heal. It requires a corpse to work, which is why we pair it with Stalking Blastbones. Backbarring Blastbones allows you to quickly generate a corpse that anchors itself to the boss, ensuring your Braided Tether will run through the group. You could use Spirit Mender in place of Blast Bones, however, it takes longer to generate a corpse, and it's difficult to get the corpse to anchor itself to the boss, so the tether might not run through the group as it should. For this reason, Blast Bones is recommended. Illustrious Healing, Energy Orb, and Vigor are your main HOTS. Keep them on group and keep them up on cooldown, don't let them fall off for very long. Vigor is used on the back bar to proc Powerful Assault, but you need to cast Vigor twice in a row for full group coverage if it's a group of 12. Let Vigor fall off for a moment before recasting so that the smart targeting of the Powerful Assault set works properly. Elemental Blockade combined with the Infused Destruction Staff helps proc our enchant and keep it active. If it's a Shock Staff, the skill will also help proc off balance on enemies. Unnerving Boneyard is used to apply Major Breach to enemies and provides your group with a synergy. Crow brings a lot of group utility, so the next few skills are flex options. Agony Totem gives the group minor protection and gives your group another synergy. Instead of Totem, you could run Necrotic Potency to generate ultimate very quickly. You can help your group push a lot more damage by keeping ultimates up on cooldown. Overflowing Altar gives a synergy to a player that is about to die that will save their life. Every group needs at least one of these, and if no one else can run it, you might have to replace Totem or Potency with Altar. Glacial Colossus debuffs enemies with major vulnerability. It's cheap, lasts a while, and increases your group's damage by a lot. If the group has major vulnerability already in its composition, you may have to run Aggressive Warhorn to give the group major force, which also increases their damage by a lot. The group is safer when it can end threats quickly rather than having to manage them for a long time, so damage increasing ultimates are the best choice.